Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, keep going. Keep it
The
going.
music comes in. The adult beverages are poured. The kids are asleep. Welcome to New Dad Gaming, a show about fatherhood, gaming, and new fathers figuring out their gaming lives. My name is Trevor. Doesn't matter. Final Fantasy 7 Demo. Oh my god.
So good. Yeah, no, I'm Jeff. I all Final Fantasy Demo. There's no kids in the world right now. It's all back 20 years ago.
Wow. Man. So we had no plan to do a show tonight. We were planning probably to record in the next few days.
Yeah.
I played the demo. Just like I downloaded it while we put the kids to bed, popped it on here just as I was sitting down to some work, and my God, like what? God, man, I can't believe it. I was not on the hype train. And
You
somehow
are now.
oh, choo-choo, man. Damn, this game. My goodness, what have they done? This is so cool. Man, but before I get, walk me through it. The demo, so just a bit of background, anyone who somehow hasn't heard about it, I doubt it. Somewhat unexpectedly, Square Enix has dropped a great demo of the Final Fantasy 7 remake. I've only played the first 25 minutes. I'm not sure how deep it goes. You can probably speak more to that. But yeah, the internet was kind of on fire. Like anybody who was waiting for this, it kind of came out of nowhere too. So your perspective, what happened when you saw it? Like what went down?
Again, it came out of nowhere. Everyone had the rumored date of March 3rd at some point to drop it because that was the original date it was supposed to be released. So everyone was hoping that they would release the demo again on the other side of the world. So we got it at Monday morning at like 2 a.m. or something, and I didn't see anything until I was at work, which killed me.
I'm suddenly sick. I gotta go.
Because I immediately went on my phone. I'm like, why is it trending? People are just asking for it. I'm like, oh my God, it's already out. So I downloaded it on my app so it's ready to go. Went home for lunch and played as much as I could. I have never felt this about a game in a long, long time. Probably since Final Fantasy VII, the original, was released, and I got the demo for that. So this was something that I rushed home to play, got through the rest of the afternoon of work, and then fed the kids, got into bed, put the headphones on, and experienced this demo, which again is probably about 50 minutes. So you're probably about halfway through.
Okay.
So you're a fair amount in, but man, I am so happy that they pulled this off. Everything is smooth as silk. Everything to detail is in there. And I was kind of worried because you weren't on board.
No.
You weren't on board through this, and I had already pre-ordered. I'm like, I'm getting it. But I wasn't sure because you put doubt in my mind. I'm like, maybe it's just trailer magic, and the gameplay doesn't look like that. But it does. It does, Trevor.
Yeah. It wasn't the fidelity I was worried about. I thought it was going to look beautiful. I thought they could handle that part. I mean, you look at the last Final Fantasy releases. These guys know what they're doing. It's beautiful, stunning stuff. That was going to be okay. It was more, is this going to be... The biggest part that worried me was like that they broke it up into 3. Was it going to be a silly, over-the-top, action-oriented microtransaction cluster?
Oh, okay, yeah.
That was kind of my problem with it, right? But I could tell you, man, so I came firmly not in the believer camp. Absolutely not, right? It was very much just about, I don't think so, maybe we'll see about it. But turning it on and playing through those first couple fights, it's just like, oh, they done did it. This is... it was such a love letter to it without being... If you had taken the exact game formula, right, and just put it into this fidelity, I think it'd be much worse because it would just be, oh, I've played this before.
Yeah, or that's what my memory is. It looked like that.
See, that's what really harkened me back, and I'd like you to discuss that because what it really for me is you summed it up perfectly. It's like in my mind, this is what the game played like.
Yeah.
Like when you went back as a kid, and it feels like such a love letter to us as gamers back, like to my, geez, how old were we back then?
I was thinking of that too. Maybe like it was 97, so I was, God, 15, I guess.
Yeah, let's say 15-year-olds. Like, it's a love letter to us as 15-year-olds and gamers. And like, I mean, it feels like they have a adoration of it.
Yeah.
Like, the people who made it, they have a respect for it. They have a respect for the gamers of it. And all the elements are there, but it's like, it's fun and action oriented. Like, it feels so cool to wield that Buster Sword.
Yeah, it does. And that was something I was worried about too, because I like classic mode. I like my turn base. I want to think about things. And the way that this has kind of been modernized, again, not totally like Final Fantasy 15. You can mash buttons, but in the end of the demo, you'll find out that doesn't work. There's a lot of strategy behind this. And they melded the two systems perfectly for me. Like, I won't play it on any other modes. It comes with 3 modes, and one is like a classic mode to try and get those people on turn-based stuff to come in. I don't even want to play on that mode because the normal mode, they've done it so well that I feel like I get the best of both worlds, like, easily. And I can take time to make decisions.
Like, I really like it when you can... I like to play the game as prescribed in some ways, because you feel like especially when it's one like this where people have obviously put in a lot of care, love, and effort into it.
Yeah.
And you feel that when you're playing it. And it's just like, I want to experience it as they intended. It's like, you know what, we want... this is how we envision this game going down. So as much as, like, you know, you want to go in and tweak a few things, for me, it's really, I want to experience it as they want me to experience it, to see, kind of get the full bouquet of like what they're trying to like show off here. But the menu system, the fighting feels so fun. Like, it's one of those, one of my favorite feelings in a game is when you're looking forward to the battles.
Yeah.
It's like, I can't wait till more soldiers show up because I want to fight. Like, I can't wait to do this again.
I feel the same way, and I've gone through this demo multiple times already because it's just so fun, and I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting to like it because it's Final Fantasy 7, and that's one of my favorite games ever, but this is just so fun to play. And again, like you said, everything harkens back to the original game. They've put in details that I forgot about, and now running through it like multiple times, you see more things as you go through, and it's just, I hope the rest of the game is like this, and it looks like it would be. Like, I don't think they would put this out and this is a taste of something completely different. It just speaks to the quality behind it, and I'm glad Square Enix is back. Put it that way. It's like my old Square Enix, Squaresoft. Back here. Yeah. It's great. I love it.
It's such a blast. Now,
yeah.
Okay, so you're pre-ordered now. So I guess I'd say to any dads who are listening, especially anyone who played the original, like, even if you were a little bit put off, as I was, for this, definitely get the demo. It's free.
Yes.
It's not the biggest like download either. Like, it's just absolutely worth it. You have to experience it. And I think anyone who has any type of soft spot for Final Fantasy 7 is going to go nuts. So I have some questions for you. I don't know that you know all the answers necessarily, but I'd like to see. Now, we're looking at a clip, and Cloud he's got his Buster Sword.
Right.
And that was kind of my first question, actually. Will the sword change? Can you change out the sword in the game? Do you know?
So I know from analyzing the other trailers that you can, because he does have hard edge at one point in one of the trailers. So unless they've mixed that up, but I can't see them dropping that. So yeah, I think fully customizable. You'll still see the materia in the back there. I'm excited.
Yeah, that's what I noticed that kind of slowly. I'm like, wait a minute, that's like, because there's a green glowing. We're watching the trailer here, and then as he's running around, he's got the Buster Sword. There's 2 holes in it, but one of them's filled with glowing green. I'm like, does he have materia in the sword? It's like, no. That's such a cool detail. And then depending on what you actually use, it's going to swap out. Yeah. Again, like that I'm telling you, that's just like the love letter part of it that was so striking about this.
Absolutely. And again, if you look at Barrett, he's got the same one in his gun. So they figured out how to put in those details across multiple characters. And again, speaking of characters, switching in and out of multiple playstyles that
was fun.
A really cool feature as well. just something that worked well. But yeah, I'm excited to customize everything. The demo doesn't give you much of that in the menu. You can kind of see what's equipped, but you can't really do anything with it. But I am looking forward to that. Putting in my summons, grinding out whatever I need to grind out. Please just golden chocobos, whatever you need to do. I don't know.
Oh, man, I wonder.
Let's get there.
So another question for you, and I don't, it's not like you've professed yourself as an expert or anything, but I'm just wondering, have you seen any indication of what happens with the map, the open world?
No, and I doubt the overworld as we know it is going to happen in this installment. It might be like a Midgar openish world. Do you know what I mean? Like you could run down the alleyways, maybe in sections. Mm-hmm. But there won't. I don't think there'll be an overworld unless they surprise us. I think it fades to black.
Now that's one. That's for this current one. But will there be one at all? I'm trying to imagine the level of fidelity.
I know.
And flow that they're putting into it. I'm trying to imagine that at the scale of which the entire Final Fantasy world was. Like that's kind of hard to imagine.
It is. I think. Well, Final Fantasy 15 had a good shot at it. So they did a huge open world that you had to actually drive across because it was so insanely big.
Yeah, that was.
So I don't know. Maybe they do, or maybe that's something that's cut down so that they could expand on these parts and really build them out, like the towns of Kalm and Wutai, and maybe it's just jumping around like that, and you're not going through a massive open world. I'm not sure. I don't know. I kind of like because in the overworld, I don't know that you would have random battles. You might have monsters hiding in certain places, kind of like Final Fantasy 15 again. But maybe that's out of scope, and they want to do something more like this because it's again a remake, not a remaster. So I'm happy with either. I think they did it right so far.
Yeah, I have a lot of confidence in their pulling it off now that I've played this. So I'm curious about I think they'd handle it well. I'm curious to see which route they go. Both could be it. Like it's either just like you can fast travel to, quote unquote, fast travel to various places, and then they keep the experience very controlled and tight.
Yeah, we'll see what happens maybe in another, 4 years. Who knows what the next installment's going to be.
That part that still bothers the heck out of me. Like you got to pay and then wait.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I get it. I think if you dropped your money now on this one, that wait till 4 years can be well spent. Like you'd have your fun now and kind of just tick by on the time. I'm hoping they have everything sorted and they can just work, don't worry about the engine because again, it's a familiar engine that they look like they've mastered, but who knows? Next gen's coming in. That might be another delay. I don't know. I want to think about now.
Now you said 4 years. Is that flippant or was that actually that's not their actual timeline? Right?
No, that's not their actual timeline, but it's Square Enix.
Like you're right. Don't do that to me.
It's the company's history. I don't think they'll rush it along for sure. Like there's no way.
But they can't. Unless 4 years, they can't. Like that.
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm hoping for less.
Because I'd be even a year, man. I'm trying to think about like.
Oh yeah.
If they launch one, the longest I think that would feel okay would be as if it launches again this time next year. You know what I mean? Like so every March or April is like your next installment of it, and it's over 3 years, maybe. That's still long. That still sucks. But like if it had it on like a 6-month cycle, 8-month cycle.
I don't know, man. I think it's setting the bar really high. Well, I think it's aggressive, especially for Square.
Here's a dad moment. Watch this.
Sure.
Come here. We have. We have a guest on the show. Guess who is in a big boy bed and can totally escape?
Oh no!
Is that funny? Is it funny that you're not sleeping? Why aren't you sleeping, Sammy?
Everybody's just excited for it. See?
You couldn't see. You heard I was playing the demo. I was like, oh man, I gotta come down and play this. I gotta come down and play this, right? Can you say Final Fantasy, Sam? That's pretty close.
Yes, I'll take it. Yeah.
So my 2-year-old here has stormed the podcast. As you heard from him laughing, he seems to be watching with great intent at the trailer being played. But that actually brings a pretty good wrap time. I just I'll tell you, I came from a non-believer standpoint, and the thought that, man, I'm so stoked for this now. Like I'll tell you that I still have some hesitation on the purchase just because it's like, is it going to be? It's my wife calling, asking what's going on. I got a whole family affair now on the show. So the question becomes, am I willing to put down the money before I know they're going to release everything or not?
Yeah.
And it's like, man, who knows? But still, if it's big enough and long enough, like if this is going to take 40 hours to get through this segment, at my dad time, I'm not going to finish that in 2 years anyway.
Right.
So
you get your time. There you go.
But
Perfect.
man, I'm telling you, everybody, like, if you ever played Final Fantasy VII or are familiar at it, like the story, you owe it yourself to get this version. Like, get this demo. Play it. It is just so good. They've done such a love letter to the series. This is amazing.
Agreed.
So
yeah, absolutely. Everyone should play it, including little family members that show up.
Yeah,
that want you to play it.
Tiny podcast crashers. Right, Sam?
Right.
Right, Sam?
Right, Sam.
There it is. Okay, so we'll wrap it up for this week. Thank you, everybody, so much for listening. Go get that demo. If you want to find the podcast, you can find us on all the biggest podcasting platforms, so iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, and all the other ones. If you want to find out more about us, you can find us on Facebook and Instagram at New Dad Gaming, and we'd really appreciate a like and a subscription and a comment on any of our podcasting platforms and sharing it out to new dads who game. Right, Sam?
I could get
Yeah, he said subscribe.
That's right.
Subscribe and share. Till next week, my name is Trevor. I love the Final Fantasy VII demo. I'm a believer. And a 4-year-old who's sleeping, a 2-year-old who's not, and a wife who's calling, wondering where the kid is.
And I'm Jeff. I have a 7-year-old, a 9-year-old, and good night, Sam.
Say good night, Sam.
Good night.
Good night.
Sounds optimistic. All right, bye, everybody.
See ya.